So Katie, take us back to space.
Yeah. Um, Jackson was telling me something else about related. I don't remember what it was. Anyway, Mars may have far more water than we thought. Far more. So, time was. Earth may not have been the solar system's only garden planet. For its first billion years or so, Mars was partly covered in water, as dry ocean basins and riverbeds on its surface now attest. But 3 billion years ago, the planet lost its magnetic field, possibly due to a cooling of its core, allowing the solar wind to strip away its atmosphere. This, so the thinking went, caused the water to evaporate into space. However, according to a new study in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, it appears that the water may still be there, trapped in the pores of the volcanic rock. 11.5 to twilly, 20 kilometers. Uh, stop it. Underground, or 7 to 13 miles. If that much water were transported back to the surface, it would cover the entirety of Mars in a girdling, okay, ocean about a mile deep, even
Wow.
below ground. Huh?
I said,
What?
wow. Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, even below ground, the presence of so much water could have significant implications for the possibility of Martian life in the rocky pores or slurry. Whatever the hell slurry. Anyway, water is necessary for life as we know it, said Michael Manga. Yeah. Study co author and professor of geophysics and planetary sciences at the University of California, Berkeley. In a statement, I don't see why the underground reservoir is not a help me with that word.
Is
Habitable. God,
habitable? Yeah.
that made my brain hurt looking at it. Environment. It's certainly true on Earth. Deep, deep mines host life. The bottom of the ocean hosts life. So, the new findings are a result of studies conducted by the Mars Insight spacecraft, which landed on the red planet in 2018 and functioned until 2022. Insight's suite of instruments, including a seismometer, seismometer, something
Si-
like that. Which,
seismometer.
si- stop it. You always make me sound like a dumbass, but you know what? Fair. Which detected Mars quakes. I like that. Mars quakes up to a magnitude of 5, a moderate quake on the Richter scale.
Richter.
Yeah,
Richter. Richter.
Richter. I hate you. Anyway, thank you for saving my ass though. Anyway,
I got
the
you.
tremors may have been caused by volcanic stirrings, meteor impacts, or the contraction of the crust. Why does it sound like a metal band? Uh,
Because you're talking about Mars quake. That should be a metal band in itself, right?
For real. But what mattered more than the source was the speed at which the energy was transmitted through the subsurface. Computer models of those measurements were consistent with the tremors passing through the waterlogged region at 11.5 to 20 kilometers depth. I'm almost done, I promise. The available data are best explained by a water saturated midcrust, the authors wrote.
Nice.
I'm skipping a lot because there's a lot here. Um, anyway, it's not just the seismic data or seismic, something like
Seismic.
that.
Yep.
Uh, Seismic, yep. Anyway, that point that point to that conclusion, the amount of surface water locked in Mars's polar caps is not remotely enough to account for what was once there, judging by the depth of the river and ocean depressions. That means that the water either sank or vanished into space, and the new findings indicate it was the former.
That's pretty dope. Let's stop right there. So, essentially, what they're saying is there's a lot of water in Mars, and there used to be a lot more.
Hmm.
Essentially, that's what the story is saying. And here on
Yep.
Earth, we know, especially the aliens among us, like Katie, who has had a long history in space, know that water is the secret to life, right?
Hmm.
So, if Mars has had that much water, then chances are probably fairly good that Mars has seen life at some point, and maybe even right this second.
Yep.
And
I mean, they're saying like it's, you know, on the inside too. What's to say that there ain't some Martians living in some caves under there?
I mean, there very well could be, right? I mean, there's a lot of surface area on the planet. And that's what it
That's why
says
the
here. To
inside.
finish, just to finish up real quick, it says the presence of the water may mean big things for Martian biology as well as for our understanding of the planet's history. But we are no closer to one day being able to live off the Martian land, unfortunately. So,
Yeah.
the deepest hole ever drilled on Earth is the Kola super deep borehole in northwest Russia, which extends down about 12 kilometers. That may be deep enough to touch the red planet's water, but nobody pretends it would be possible to transport the same kind of massive drilling equipment that dug the Kola hole to Mars. So essentially what they're saying is we do not have the technology. We have the
Read,
technology needed to get to the water, but we don't have a way of getting it there.
read the next line, please.
The last line, she wants me to read it. Quote, drilling a hole 10 kilometers deep on Mars, even for Elon Musk, would be difficult, Manga told BBC News. Essentially,
Love
what
it.
he's saying, no matter how much money you have, chances are not very good you're going to be able to transport the technology needed to get to Mars, to get it to Mars, and then get to the water. And getting to the water would be absolutely necessary to formulate a colony on Mars.
Yep.
So we're still a ways away from that happening. Probably not within our lifetimes, I would imagine.
Probably not. No.
So
Unless
yeah,
some drastic shit happens.
yeah. Unless somebody is very close to constructing a teleporter of some kind,
Elon.
I doubt that very seriously.
Oh yeah.